Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Just Another Struggling Writer, the beleaguered author's one-stop shop for commiseration and hopefully inspiration. My name is Carrie Scher and I am just another struggling writer. Today I will be starting my first cozy 48-hour reading vlog. This is something I've been planning on doing for a while. Basically, the idea is on the weekends where my kids are with their dad and I pretty much have some peace and quiet for a change, I would like to sit down and finish a anticipated book in one weekend. And for this first vlog, I have chosen a doozy, a read I have been simultaneously looking forward to and dreading for about 2 years. That's right, I'm finally going to be finishing the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin with The Stone Sky. I have talked about this book a few times on my channel in that I love the first two installments of the Broken Earth trilogy so much, but they were also very emotionally taxing, not just as a reader, but as a writer, because I literally could not conceive of a more perfect book than the fifth season. And the Obelisk Gate, the second installment, was just as a slap in the face in a good way. I read the Obelisk Gate about 18 months, maybe less, after I read the fifth season, and that was about 2 years ago that I read it because I am just so afraid of how this book is going to make me feel. I think I've just got to stop beating around the bush and get on with it. So it is currently Friday night, and I'm going to read a little bit tonight before bed, and then I am going to read as much as I can tomorrow. I've got a bunch of errands and some filming I need to do, and just some other obligations. And then on Sunday is when I hope to be completely wrapping up with the book. And then I've also got some more filming and some editing and some schoolwork and everything. So tomorrow is going to be the bulk of it, but I hope to be finished for sure on Sunday. This will be the test to see if I can finish a book in a weekend. Wish me luck. I will check in with you guys here shortly. All right, just checking in with a quick update. I have just finished the first 3 chapters of The Stone Sky. First things first, 2 years has taken a toll on my recollection. I had to kind of read a recap to refresh my memory a little bit on some of the details, but I'm catching up. I'm settling back into this world and just remembering how much I love Essen as a character. I love that she's not your stereotypical good guy heroine character. She's kind of bitchy and she's got her own thing going on. She's not really concerned about the people around her, what they're doing. She's got a one-track mind. That's not just because of the situation, that's just literally her personality. She's got a very strong sense of self-preservation to the exclusion of those who form her community and consider themselves her friends. And I think makes for a really refreshing read, just to have that difference in your protagonist. I really like that we're getting more of Hoa's POV. I really enjoyed that at the end of the Obelisk Gate. I was really excited to get more of that. The only thing I am nervous about is, of course, Nassen and everything going on with her. Of course, that's what we're supposed to be nervous about. Shafa is just so unsettling as a character, so I'm really liking it. I finished the first 3 chapters. According to Goodreads, that's about 17%. So I've still got quite a bit more to go. It's a banger, just like the first two were. I'm looking forward to getting farther into this tomorrow, and I will check in with you then. Hey everyone, it is now Saturday, so day 2 of this reading vlog, and I had some errands I had to do, including a trip to the bookstore because I got a gift card from a coworker, and I was like, well, obviously I have to spend this at the bookstore. So just a small haul, just 3 books, but I'm really excited about them. The first one is The Invasion of the Tearling by Erika Johansen. This is the second book in the Queen of the Tearling series, and I don't think it's quite the same edition as the one that I got last time, but it'll still look really, really pretty on my shelves. Right, so the second book I picked up is The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington, and I have heard his name all over the place this year. I've never read any of his books, and this one sure is a chonker, but I know that a lot of people have been raving about him and his writing, and I'm really excited to get into this one too. And finally, I picked up The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. And I know what you're thinking. I was just talking about how I didn't really like the first one, but I am planning on rereading it here pretty soon. Actually, it might be this week that I pick it up again. And my thought was, what if I end up loving it this time around and I didn't pick up that little paperback? And so I was like, well, it's only $8 and I have a gift card, so it's free money anyway. So now it is time to go back home with my books, put them on my shelves, and get back to reading The Stone Sky. Hey everyone, it is now Sunday morning, although morning is a little bit of an operative word there. I slept in pretty late this morning because we were up really late last night. I haven't checked in with you because I haven't really done a lot of reading. I had kind of a chaotic day yesterday. I had an appointment in the early afternoon, and you know how like when that happens where you have something that's like right there kind of near the beginning of the day, but like kind of like right there at the beginning of the afternoon, and you feel like you can't do anything because you've got that to prepare for. So you don't want to be like in the middle of something and then have to get up and go do that. And then so you're like in this holding pattern where you're not accomplishing anything. That was me yesterday. I had a headache coming on. I think it was part of the problem. But then I went to my appointment and then I went book shopping. Then I came back and I still had a headache. So I sat down and I was reading a little bit, and the eye strain was obviously making my headache worse. So I thought I'll go lay down and see if that helps. I took a little nap and it didn't help. So I took some medicine and I put the football game on, and I was like, well, okay, I can't read because my headache is still pretty bad, but I can kind of have the football game on. I did that, and then once I started feeling better, I realized I still have writing to do and homework to do. Once the football game is over, I was able to finally finish my assignment and get that set off. Then I was like, I still haven't written. So I did some writing and then got that done. And by that time, it was like 1:30 in the morning. So I did read a little bit. I read about 17 more percent. So I'm about at the 34-35% mark, about 150 pages. Well, really not that much has happened. And that's not a dig at it, but it is what it is. I'm still really enjoying it. And I'm starting to get that like feeling of dread that I got when I read the 5th season, because if you read the 5th season and you were kind of like putting things together as you were going along, you started to kind of get the sense of what the ending was going to be like, because there was really only one way that it could go. And I remember reading it and going, I know the gist of what's going to happen, and I really don't want to witness that with my eyes. I'm starting to get that sense now where we're being kind of funneled toward a conclusion that, while it makes sense and it sort of has to happen or whatever, I'm like not emotionally prepared for it. And this was the same way when I read the 5th season and the Obelisk Gate, is that like it's so emotionally taxing that I'll read a little bit and then I'll have to put it down and digest it. And so I think that's contributing to why it's taking me so long. And maybe just a little bit of like, I don't want it to be over too. But like I read Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher in a single day, and that's about the similar length. But that was like really fun and had low stakes, and it was just really cozy. And so that made it just compulsively readable. Whereas this is readable, but it's just so visceral in the experience that I can't just sit it down and read it all in one sitting. I don't know why I thought I could. I think I was just trying to force myself to finish it because I've been putting it off for so long. So I've got about 250 pages left. I don't know that I'm going to get it all done today because I have quite a full day today too. It's Sunday, so I have a bunch of chores and groceries, and I've got content planning, and I've got more writing to do and more homework to do, and I want to film a video, and I just don't know that I'm going to fit it all in. I will check in with you guys in a little bit. I'm going to go start some laundry and get some of my other chores done, taken care of, and then we're going to sit down and try and knock out like at least 100 pages. So I will check in with you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I just finished my 100 pages that I was aiming for, and wow, this book is really getting to me. I don't know how to talk about it. There's not too much going on. It's just the relationship that the characters have with each other, but more particularly themselves, their place in the world, their powers, their expectations, their dreams, the innocence that they've lost. It's getting me pretty good. There was a moment when Essen accepts that reuniting with her daughter is not in either of their best interests, and it got me. I want to keep reading so bad. I'm about 60% of the way in, which is usually where I start to just speed read through things because the climax is happening. I've got to take a break and get some other work done, but I am hopeful that I will finish this tonight. Hey y'all, checking in with another reading update. First of all, I just got the news that I don't have to work tomorrow, which is awesome because that means I can stay up as late as I need to and finish The Stone Sky. I am about 70% of the way through it, and I am getting into the run up to the climax, and my heart is so heavy, but I'm eager to see how this ends and how it plays out, and I'm hopeful for the best for all of my faves. Really, actually, just for everybody, because everyone has been through some dog shit in this world. I'm going to try and finish this tonight. It is currently almost 10 o'clock, but I don't have to go to bed. It's taking me about an hour to get through 50 pages. I have just over 100 pages left, so hopefully by the end of the day this will be done. I'm gonna go ahead and get back into it. Like I said, this is an interesting one to do a vlog for because I don't feel like I can really talk about it too much without getting into the spoilers. This is like just a stunning piece of character work, as they all are, of course. I just feel so deeply for all of these characters from the beginning. This has been a really emotional ride, and like I said, I am eager to see if they are able to find some goodness at the end of everything. I won't be checking in until this sucker is done. So, wish me luck. Good morning. It is now Monday, and I have just finished The Stone Sky. I tried really hard to finish it last night. I really did. But it got to be about 11 o'clock, and I was developing a headache, and I was so tired. And then I got to the last 50 pages, and I just knew in my heart of hearts that I was not going to be able to enjoy it the way that it deserves because I was just feeling so miserable at that point. And I knew it was going to be emotional and that I just wanted to be able to enjoy the ending more. So I said, okay, I'll go to bed, and then as soon as I wake up, before I even get out of bed, I'll finish reading it. And that is exactly what I did. I think I got everything that I wanted. I'm going to talk a little bit about spoilers here, actually probably a lot because it's the ending of a trilogy. I'm hopeful that most people who are watching this at this point have already read the series, or at least the first two, but I am going to get into a little bit of spoilers for the ending of the book. So I'll put a watermark. I don't think this was a 5-star read like the other ones, and a big part of that is the fact that not really a lot happens in this book. I feel like so much happens in the 5th season, and while there's less really happening in the Obelisk Gate, it's still like movement. This just felt like a lot of stalling, and it was filling the moments with character moments, which is fine. This whole series is painted by the character moments and the development and the feelings, the relationships between people, and that's what makes this series so great. But I feel like the balance was just a little bit off in this one, where it was leaning too heavily on the characters going through like the thought process of what it would take to end this series, because we knew from the beginning both what Nassin and what Essen were going to attempt at the end of the book. It's told to us from the beginning. And throughout the book, it's just a journey mentally to arrive at the same conclusion that we knew we were going to get anyway. So that's really my biggest complaint. I love Hoa, and I love that we get his backstory and that we get more of his perspective. I love that why Essen's POV is in second person. I love all of that. I just don't feel like there was enough movement. The other thing that kind of really bothered me was and this is a big spoiler, we learn that Essen is pregnant at the end. I don't really feel like that was necessary. So much of her arc has been about motherhood, and the ending of her arc was about motherhood. Why did we need the pregnancy? It didn't even ultimately change anything. It wasn't even a major character moment for her, really. I just don't know. I mean, other than to just pigeonhole her into the role of a mother by making her pregnant again. I don't know. I really didn't love that. I mean, like I said, her choices in the SM POV were all about being a mother in the first place. That's not true. So much of her POV was about being a mother. I don't know. I didn't really need that to be driven home again with her being pregnant, especially since it didn't add anything. We found out very late, and it doesn't change the ending. It doesn't really, like I said, it doesn't even really impact her emotionally. So those are my two big complaints: is that it's there's not a lot of forward momentum in the plot, and that big thing. That being said, I still loved it. I'm probably going to give it 4 stars. I have to do my reading journal of it to kind of break down and kind of compile my thought in a more cohesive way. I don't know. Maybe I was just more emotionally prepared for it than the other two. Like I said, the ending was kind of a foregone conclusion. I'm glad. I feel like it could have been devastating, like absolutely devastating, but it wasn't. I feel like my favorites got what they deserve. That's a weird way to phrase it. They got the ending that made the most sense for them. Actually, I feel like that for pretty much all of the characters, even Nassen, who I was really like struggling with at times. I'm trying to be empathetic with her because she's just a 10-year-old girl who has endured nothing but misery, but she has so much love inside her as well that I was really struggling to reconcile her motivations with how loving she is, but also just like, I don't know, it's my feelings on Nassen are kind of complicated, and like I said, I'm trying to give it some leeway because she is a child and she's endured so much hardship, but I feel like she got the ending that she deserved as well. I'm pleased with the ending. I am. The ending was great. I think that it wraps up the series perfectly, and really, it's just the pace and the thing that I mentioned. Overall, this was a really great series. Definitely deserving of being the only series to win the Hugo Award 3 years in a row. I am so excited to read more of N.K. Jemisin's work. I already own The City We Became, and I know she's got another trilogy as well that I want to pick up. But this was really, really good. I finally finished a series, you guys. What the hell? It only took me 4 million years. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go do my reading journal breakdown of it and kind of get my thoughts in order. Not bad for the start of my cozy reading vlog series. I think the next reading vlog that I'm going to do in 2 weeks is going to be, I think I'm going to do The Bear and the Nightingale. A little bit shorter and probably a little bit less intense. So hopefully I can actually fit it into a weekend. So I think that's what I'll do next time. And I hope you join me. Bye.